Hello everyone, welcome to the 8th lecture of the Python programming series. In today's lecture, we will learn about what are lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries in Python. So, my name is Karanjot Singh, so let's start with the lecture. So, we will start with the learning objectives first. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to understand what is the difference between lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries, how you can create and manipulate lists, tuples, and you will understand why tuples are immutable, how you can create, manipulate sets, perform set operations, understand dictionaries and key value pairs, access, update, delete dictionary elements, and how to iterate through tuple set dictionaries, lists. And after that, we will solve some real world problems using these data structures. So let us start with the recap first. In the previous lecture, we learned about functions, parameters and arguments, return statement, lambda function, recursion. So now imagine you are building an online shopping website. You need to store customer names, product IDs, categories, price, user profiles. And can a single variable store all this? Can a single variable store all this? No. This is where Python data structures come into play. So we are having four types of data structures you can say in Python, and these data collections helps us to store multiple elements into one variable. So we are having list, tuple, set, dictionaries. So list, tuple, and dictionaries are ordered. Set is not ordered. List, set, and dictionaries are mutable, but tuple is not mutable. We cannot change the value of a tuple. And list tuple, we can create duplicates, and there is indexing in list and tuple and key values in dictionary. So firstly, we will see what does list mean in Python. A list is a ordered, mutable collection of elements. So what does list means? List is an ordered, mutable collection of elements. So list is a ordered collection. Ordered means in some specific order you can say. And it is a mutable collection means it can be changed. The elements of the list can be changed. List can store integers, float, string, boolean values, other list, mixed data types. It can store anything in any mixed order. So lists are enclosed inside square brackets. So how you can recognize or how you can create a list. A list is always enclosed inside a square bracket. So you need to use square bracket to create a list. You can simply put any data type element here and then comma then the other one. You can create as long as you want. So here is one example of the list. So we are having one example over here. Numbers is equal to 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40. So we are having one variable which is storing a list. List means anything written inside square brackets. So in square brackets we are having integer elements 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40. So that is why it is called a list. You here we are having similar data type elements, but you can also have mixed data type elements. Like here we are having in student variable, it is storing Rahul 2089.5 true. So in the square brackets you can store anything by putting commas between that. So it is known as list. Why do we need list? Suppose we want to store marks of 5 students. Without a list, we will create 5 variables of different names and then give marks to that. So to avoid that, to avoid creating so many variables, you can simply create one variable that is called marks and put marks like this in a list. So whenever you want to access, let's say you want to access the first marks, second marks, third marks, four, you can access it like you do to access a character in a string. So whenever we will see that, firstly let's see how we can create list. So to create a list, you need to write a variable then square bracket. So anything you write inside square bracket is known as list. We are having list of strings in which we have given strings only. We are having list of numbers in which we have given numbers only, and then we are having list in which we give in which we give values of different data types. After that, we are having nested list. What does nested list means? Nested list means a list inside another list. For example, we are having here a matrix, a variable, and we are having a list here in which we are giving another list by separating it with commas. So list can contain list inside it as well. So how we can access list elements? As I have said earlier that we will discuss it later. So now I will tell you how you can access. So let's say you want to access the first element, that is apple. You want to print the first fruit. So likewise, you do in the strings to access the character of a string. Same way, just write the variable name and in square brackets just write the index number. Here also indexing starts from 0 and negative indexing starts from -1 from the right. Positive indexing starts from 0 from the left. So it is a basic thing. So it is a basic thing. I hope I hope that you know that very well. So the indexing will start from 0 to access apple. The first element you need to write index 0. To access mango you need to write index 2. In the negative index you need to write like this. The output will be this. So what is list slicing? As we have done in string slicing, the same concept applies here in list slicing. You are having start value, you are having stop value, and the how and to reverse the list you need to write the same logic as you are doing in string reversing. And how you can modify list. To modify list you just need to write the variable with the index value and just give the new value. So here at the index position 1 we are having banana. If you want to change the old element in the list, you just need to write the list name or the variable name, you can say. After that the index number in square brackets, and after that the new value. So when you print it now, the values have been changed to orange. So you got orange here. Now how you can add elements? To add elements in a list without changing the uh, uh, without changing the old elements, you can use append function. So how this function works, you need to write the variable name or the list name, then dot append, then you need to write the new element whatever you want to add. You need to write that this will be added at the end of the list. So at the end of the list this will be joined. We are having another function which is insert. Insert is used to insert the value at a specific location or specific position. For example, you want to insert grapes at the index 1. So to insert grapes at index 1, you need to use insert function. If how the syntax is there, it is like fruits, you need to write fruits, then dot, insert, then the index number, then comma, then the value. So grapes will be inserted at the index 1. The next function is extend. Now, by using extend, you can add multiple elements at the end. So when you use extend function, you can simply write a list, another list in the brackets. So this list will be joined with the existing list. These elements of the list will be joined with that list. So this is the use of extend. So now you know append and extend. Now what is the main difference? Append is used to add one value at the end of the list, and extended is used to add multiple values at the end. So in the append you just need to give the value. In the extend you can give a list. So this is the basic difference. Now, how you can remove elements? To remove elements from the list, what you can do? You can simply use remove function. To remove the elements from the list, you can use remove function. Simply write the list name dot remove, then the value which you want to remove. You just need to write that here, and that value will be removed from the list. Otherwise, you can use pop function to remove the last element. Whatever the last element will be there in the list, that will be removed when you use pop function. This is the syntax of using pop function. Now, if you want to remove if you want to remove elements from a specific index, you need to mention the index number inside the pop function. So the next thing is we are having some list methods. Methods means some functions we are having. So we are having one length function as we have in case of strings. Same way we have in case of list. This length method is used to find the length of a list. How we will use? We will just give the list name or the variable name in which list is created. We just give the name here and it will return an integer value that will be the length of the list. After that, we have a sort function. The sort function just sort the list in ascending order. To sort the list in descending order, you just need to write reverse is equal to true inside sort. So when you write reverse is equal to true, it will sort the list in descending order. To reverse the list, you just need to type reverse after the list name after putting dot then reverse function, so it will return the reversed list. And count, the count function will return the number of elements that are present inside the list of some particular value. So in case of this, let's say numbers dot count 10. So here what is happening? We are just giving in the count 10. So whenever 10 is occurring in the list, count will just count that how many times the 10 will occur, and after that it will return that value. For example, we have 10 three times in a list. We have 10 three times in a list. So in that case, this whole statement will return 3. So this is the use of count function. Now, index function. Index function is used to return a value. Index function is used to return the index of a value. So simple, we will give a value in the brackets and it will return the index of that value, the first index. For example, we are having 22 times in a list, one at first index and one at fifth index. So it will return first index as the output. And we will have one more function, copy function here. What copy function do? It will just make the copy of the list. We will try this all when we will do in the VS Code. So the next thing which we are having is looping through list. How we can loop through list? We will use for loop for this for looping, and we will write for list. We will write for one variable in the list. Let's say a list name is fruits. So we will write for fruit in fruits, print fruit. So this fruit will take every value one by one from the fruits list and it will print one by one in a line. This is using loops. We can do the same by using index value as well. We will write a we will write a loop from 0 to the length of the list, and after that we will just print using index fruits then I. This is another method of getting every element of list. After that we are having nested list. A list inside another list is known as nested list. That is a simple. And how you can access the elements of that? You just need to write the index of first list. So here 1 means this, and here the second index is for the second list. So here 2 means this one. So first and then 2. So 6 will be the output. So this is how you can get the list elements. Now we are having list comprehension. Now what is list comprehension? For example, you want to create like this. So let's say you want to create a list of squares of numbers from 1 to 5. So you want square of every number from 1 to 5. From 1 to 5, you want squares. So how you will write? By simple, you will create an empty list first. After that, for I in range 1 to 6, it will it will give a sequence from 1 to 5, and after that you will do squares the list name dot append I into I. I into I means it will take every value from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will take every value one by one. And so in starting we are having 1 as the value of I. So when you have 1 as the value, it will do is it will just multiply it by itself. 1 into 1 means 1 only. So the square of 1 is 1. So it will add 1 into that list. So the squares of every element will be added. And after that, we are printing that. So our motive is to store the squares of a number of from 1 to 5. So how you can do this? In short, you can use list comprehension in this case. How list comprehension is used? You can write this whole thing inside the list, inside this one. So how you can write? So here it is given. You just need to do this. You need to write the list name equals to, then you need to put the brackets. Okay. And after that, you need to write whatever you want. You want scare, so you will write scare. You can take a variable and write like this to get the scale. After that, just write your range for I in range 1 to 6. Just write the loop, whatever you want, just write, and this variable you can use here to perform the calculation. So whatever you want to return, you have to write first, and after that the loop. Okay. So this is the syntax of list comprehension. So it will automatically create the values of the squares from 1 to 5. So what are the squares from 1 to 5? We are having 1, after that we will have 4, then 9, then 16, and then 25. So these values will be created automatically with this single line. So you do not need to write this whole code to to create a list of pairs of numbers. You can simply write this in one line. You can get the output. So this is known as list comprehension. So the output will be this. Another example, if you want even numbers, so this is our output. So this is our loop. You want from 0 to 90. And you have given one more condition here. If I modulus 2 double equal to 0. If that will be true, I will be stored, otherwise it will not. So this is another example of that. Now what are the advantages of list? The advantages of lists are: it is ordered, it can be changed, it is mutable, it is easy to use, it stores duplicate values. So you can store duplicate values. The size is dynamic. It can change whenever you want, and it can store mixed data types. So these are some advantages of the list. So some real world examples are given, like we are having shopping cart. So we are having cart as a list, and we are storing laptop, mouse, keyboard, various values in that. We are having student marks, then employee names, So I am in my BS Code. So I am in my BS Code and I have created one new file over here, list dot list list.py. So in this file, now let us see how we can create list. So I will write a comment here. I will write lists in Python and see what it says. So we get a suggestion here. I will type that. So now this is known as list. We are having one variable. After that, we are having square brackets, and in square brackets, we are having comma separated elements. So this is known as list. So when I print it, so when I print it, it will be printed in square brackets. So if I print what is the type of the variable my list, so I will print type, let's say type, and after that I will print my underscore list. So when I run this, the type, the class is list. So this is another data type. You can say in Python that whenever you enclose the elements, the comma separated elements in square brackets, the data type is list. So all the basics I have explained, we will see the other things in detail later on. Then we will do some examples or programs. So let's proceed to the next concept. So now we have seen what the lists are. So let us proceed with the tuple now. What is a tuple? So a tuple is an ordered collection of items. Unlike lists, tuples cannot be modified after creation. This property is known as immutability. So you have seen how the lists are created. Lists are created by putting square brackets and putting elements inside that by separating them with commas. So same way we will create tuples also. In tuple we will use parentheses or you can say round brackets. There will be comma separated elements as well, but we will use parentheses or round brackets in this case, but in case of list we are using square brackets. So tuples are immutable. You can change the value of a list, like you can just put the write the name of the variable. Let's say we are having the name list underscore one, and after that write the index value and give the value any value. Let's say it is storing some value and we are changing it to 10. So you can write this in case of list. But in case of tuple, you cannot write like this. Let's say the name of the tuple is tup. You cannot write like this. You cannot do this. This is wrong in case of tuple. The values cannot be changed after creating a tuple. So this thing you need to keep in mind that list is mutable. The values can be changed after the creation of the list, but in case of tuple, you cannot change the values. So it is immutable. So this is the difference, the common difference between tuples and the list. So use tuples when data should never change. Like for example, date of birth, GPS coordinates, RGB colors, months of year, employee ID. So tuple is used when we want that the data should not change after the creation. So how to create a tuple? An empty tuple can be created by writing the variable name and after that parentheses. So in this way you can create the empty tuple, a single tuple element. How you can create a single tuple element? So this thing you need to understand very carefully that let's say our variable name is numbers. After that, we are writing parentheses also, and we have given one element in that. But you didn't put any comma after the element. So this the data type of this will be known as integer only. Int. Why int? Because you have just specified a integer. If you put comma here, after value you put comma, then it will be known as tuple. Otherwise, it will be regarded as integer only. If you do not put comma, it will be regarded as integer. So it is mentioned over here, numbers is equal to 10, comma is not there. So Python considers it as an integer. And whenever you put comma after one element, it will be considered as tuple. So this is the difference. To store one element in a tuple, you need to put comma after the first element. Now, how you can store multiple elements? Same like the case of list, you just need to put comma and you can add on multiple values of mixed data types. However you want, you can write. There is no limitation of writing that. Now, how you can access tuple elements? To access tuple elements, you can write the index like this. You can access that with the index, but you cannot change that. So this is the difference. I hope it is clear with you that you can access the values, you can print the values, you can read the values from a tuple. But whenever you try to do this, let's say fruits, you have written the variable name, after that you are putting the index and you try to change that. Let's say from apple, you are changing to grapes. You want to do this, but this is not allowed in case of tuple. You can print it like this, print. This is allowed, but this is not allowed. So you need to keep in mind that we cannot change values in a tuple. So the slicing can also be possible in case of tuple. Whenever you printing, you can slice out the elements like you are doing from the start. And in case of strings, then list, then now in tuples also, slicing remains the same. You need to learn the slicing technique one time, and you can implement it anywhere in the Python in any concept. Now, what are tuple methods? There are only two methods that are used in tuple. First is count method, or you can say count function. So it is used to count one element. So we are having the element 2 here. So how many times 2 is occurring? 1, 2, 3. So it will return 3 as the output. And what is index function used for? It is used to return the index of a value. So in this case, we have given 20, so the index of 20 will be 1, so it will return 1 in this case. Now, what are the advantages of tuples? It is faster than list. The tuples are faster than list. The tuples are immutable, memory efficient, and safe for fixed data. If you are having any fixed data, so tuples is the best choice to be used. So this is all about tuples. We will do one program in the ending of each of a list, tuples, sets and dictionaries, and then you will be able to understand how it works. Now the next thing which we are having is sets. So what are sets? What is a set? A set is an ordered collection of unique elements important. So a set is an ordered collection of unique elements. You have done when chapter sets in the lower classes in mathematics that what is a set? A set is an unordered collection of unique elements. So if you remember, a set is written in curly braces. So this is how a set is written. So it is an unordered collection. You can write in whatever you order you write, it is always correct, but the elements should remain the same, the number of elements should remain the same. Let's say you are writing 3, comma 4, comma 7, comma 9. This is equivalent to what? This is equivalent to 9, 7, 4, and 3. So these both sets are same. These both sets are same. How same? Because the values remain the same. The position is just changed. So this is equal. This is unordered collection. You can write it in any order. You can rearrange the values, but the value should remain the same. So this is the concept of sets. So what are the important properties of sets? There are no duplicate values. The values cannot be duplicate in set. You cannot write 9 two times in one set. If you write that, that is wrong. There is no indexing. You cannot access a single value. of the set. One time this value will be 7, one time this value can be 4. So you cannot access a value by the index. These are mutable, you can change the values, and it is fast for searching. What is a real life example? We are in attendance register. If Rahul's name appears 3 times, attendance should still count him once. So this is the use of sets. How we can create that? We can simply write the variable name as we are doing for in case of list and tuples. After that, in the list we are giving square brackets. In tuples we are giving round brackets. Now, in case of sets, you need to give curly braces, and other things remain same. There will be comma separated elements. So that remains the same. No. There is one wrong thing. To create an empty set, you cannot write like this. This is wrong. In case of list, in case of tuples, you can write like this. Variable name, after that square bracket. So empty list will be created, and variable name after that round brackets. Then this is for empty tuple. And same way you can think that in case of sets, you can also do like this. You can write curly braces and an empty set can be created, but this is wrong. You need to use here set function. You need to write set function. So to create an empty set, you need to write like this. This is the correct one. This is the wrong one. So you need to be specific with this syntax. After that, how the duplicate values can be removed. Not removed, it is automatically removed, but it will not give an error. If you write duplicate values, let's say in this case you have written 2 times and 3 also 2 times. So what will happen whenever you execute, whenever you try to read out the variable, read out the set variable, and in that variable it will automatically remove the duplicate values and give you the set without the duplicate values. So here we have 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 without the duplicate values. So the set automatically removes duplicates. The next thing is we are having how we can add elements in a set. To add the elements in a set, we use add function. You just need to write the variable name, then dot, then add, and after that the value which you want to join with the set. If you want that multiple items should be joined, you need to use update function. In update, you just need to write in square brackets whatever the values you want to add. So these are the methods to add values in the set. Now how you can remove elements. To remove the elements, you can use remove function, you can use discard function, you can use pop function, you can use clear function. So what is the difference between all? So I will start with the first one. What is remove function used for? So the remove function is used to remove just one element. You can give a specific value you want to remove and it will remove that. But in this case, you need to ensure that this element is this value is present. If that value was not present in the set, so it will raise an error. So it is written over here that raises an error if the item doesn't exist. So you need to ensure that this value exists in the set and you want to remove that. So then only you can use the remove function. So the next thing which we are having is discard function. In discard function, you will not get any error if that element is not present. So this is the difference between remove and discard. That in remove you can get error if that value is not there, and in discard if that value is not there, you will not get the error. So in case of pop, a random value is removed. as the sets are unordered, so we do not know which value will be removed. So in case of pop, a random value can be removed. Now coming on to set operations, we are having union, we are having intersection, we are having difference, we are having symmetric difference. So these are the four operations which we are having. So firstly, we are having union. So what does union means? How we can write this? You can write the first set, after that var symbol, and after that the second set name. So it will just print, it will just join the two lists and remove the duplicates. So we are having 1, 2, 3 in the first list, and we are having 3, 4, 5 in the second list. So we are having 3 in both. We are having 3 in both. So what will happen? It will take 3 one time and write all the elements. 3, 4, 5. So it will join the two lists and remove the duplicate elements. This is a simple definition of union. So after that we are having intersection. How you can do intersection? You need to write and symbol between the list names, and but it has returned 3 here. Why 3? The meaning of intersection means the common values. So here what is common in these two lists? We are having 3 as common. So it will return 3 as the output of intersection. Now what is the meaning of difference? How we can write? We can write simply A then minus B. List name first, sorry, the first set name, that is A, then minus second set name, that is B. So this is how you can write this. And what is the meaning of difference? It has returned here 1 comma 2. A minus B means it will remove the duplicate values and return all the other elements of first set. So see here, what is common? 3 is common in both. So 3 will be cut down from the first list, first set, and after that these values will be returned. If you write here B minus A, in case of that, what will be returned? In case of that, 3 is common, so 3 will be cut down from this set and it will return this 4, comma 5. So this will be the result of this statement. Now, what is symmetric difference? Symmetric difference means how you can write. You can write it like this: A, then caret symbol, then B, and after that, what will be the output? It has returned 1, 2, 4, and 5. Why this? Symmetric difference means it will do the difference. So what is the difference of A minus B? That is 1 and 2. What is the difference of B minus A? That is 4 and 5, as we have calculated here. It will join both the differences and return this. So simple meaning of this is it will just remove the common element and return the other set values. This is called symmetric difference. We will execute each and everything, but let us go with the theory part first and then we will try doing it practically. So the next thing which we are having is dictionary. So what is dictionary? Dictionary stores the data in key value pairs. We are having keys, we are having some values. Keys and values. This is the format of dictionary. So how you can create a dictionary? You can create a dictionary like this. This is an example of dictionary. So what is happening here? You need to write the variable name, or you can say dictionary name. After that, open a curly brace, and after that, give a key value. What is key? The name by which you can access that. And what is the value? The value means the value of that key. You will understand. So here, what is happening? We are giving the key as name, and we are after that you need to put colon, and after that you need to give the value of that. Let's say Rahul is the value. So this is one key, this is one value. After that you can put comma, and write as many as you want by putting a colon here. This is key, this is value, then again comma, you can write anything, key value. And after that, whenever you are done, you can close the curly braces. So this is known as dictionary. So here means the name and value is Rahul. So name is key and Rahul is the value. So what is the real life examples? Aadhaar record, employee database, product details, student record. So these are some real life examples about dictionaries. Let us understand more. So how you can create dictionary? I have explained that you can create it by simply giving the variable name that then equals to then curly braces open. After that you need to specify a key, then colon, then the value, and after that you can write comma separated as many as key values you want. After that you can close the curly braces. So you can write mixed data types as well. You can write string, then integer, boolean, or whatever the value you want, you can write in a dictionary. Now the main thing comes how you can access the values. Now the thing is how you can access the values. To access the values of a dictionary, you need to write the dictionary name. After that, in square brackets, you need to write the key. You need to write the key. So what is the key in this case? So the key in this case is name. So whenever you put the key as name, it will return the value of that key. So what is the value here? You will get Rahul as the result of this key. So you can do one more thing here. To get the value of any key, you can write the dictionary name, then dot, then get function. In the function, you can write the key and you will get same output as this. So it is a same method to get the value. Why? Because it returns none or the default value is provided instead of raising a key error when the key doesn't exist. If the key doesn't exist in the dictionary, it will return the default value or none. But in case of the first method, if the key doesn't exist, it will resist an key error. So this is the difference between these two methods. So it is safer to use the get function method. Now how you can add new elements into a key, into a dictionary. So it can be added by writing the variable name, the dictionary name. After that, in square brackets, you need to write the key, the new key, and the new value after equal to. So this is how new elements can be added into dictionary. And in the same way, you can update the values as well. You can write the old key and you can change the value of that. Now, how you can remove the elements of the dictionary? You can write delete del keyword. After that, you have to write the variable name. After that, you have to write the key value. The key you have to write in the square brackets, and it will delete that with key and the value. You can use pop function as well to pop out the key and value by writing the key in the brackets. So if you want to empty the whole dictionary, you can use clear function. So there are some dictionary methods as well. First one is keys. Student dot keys. It will return all the keys. Then we are having values. It will return all the values. We are having items as the function. So what does item do is it will return both key and values. Now we are having update function. It is used to update some key and values. So we can provide old key here and we can provide the new value here. How we can loop through dictionaries? So to loop through dictionaries, you need to write, in case of keys, you need to write for key in the variable name and you can print the key. For values, you need to write like this. For value in student dot values, so you need to use values functions. As we have discussed here that values function is used to return all the values. So whenever you write the dictionary name dot values, it will return all the values, and in it will return all the values in a sequence, and you can use for loop to access every single value and print that. To get key value, to get both the things, you can write like this. You can write key comma value in student dot items. What does items function do? It returns both the things. Both keys and values will be returned. So here you will get a sequence of both keys and values, so that every single key value will be stored into key and value, and you can print like this key comma value. So you will get here the key and its value respective in respective orders of every element. Now what are nested? So now what are nested dictionaries? As we are doing from the started, what are nested conditions, nested loops, nested lists, and now we are having nested dictionaries as well. So I hope you are clear with this meaning that nested dictionary means nothing but a dictionary inside a dictionary is known as nested dictionary. You can write in this format. So we have done this table in the starting. Now we are having some real world examples over here. We will see that when we will do the practical part. Now let us discuss some common beginner mistakes. First one is forgetting the comma in a single element tuple. So this is a common mistake which everyone does, that in case of tuple, when you are having a single element, you need to write comma after one element. If you don't write it, will be regarded as integer. We will see how it is there working. But for now, you need to remember that after a single element, you need to write comma. The next thing is expecting sets to preserve order. In sets, you do not have any order. The elements are randomly arranged or located, so you cannot access a single element at a time. So these are some other mistakes which you can read out. You can understand it by reading it out. Now we are having one mini project over here. We will try to create it. We are having practice questions. After that, we are having assignments. So you can practice all these things by yourself. You can take the help of Chat GPT and all the things, any AI tool. But the main motive is you should be able to learn the things. So what is the lecture summary now? Now, so today we have learned about list. We have learned about tuples. After that, tuple methods, sets, dictionaries, we have learned everything around lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries. So I hope you are clear with today's lecture. So here I will conclude my lecture. Thank you.